Hello, I'm Tony from Bonner's Music, and just before I start this demonstration I just wanted to share with you some very exciting news we've had at Bonner's. Since the last video that I made, we've actually opened a brand new piano showroom which is just off the M25 motorway in Surrey, just off of Junction 8. It's just 2 miles away from the motorway junction, so very, very accessible. It's 4,500 square feet and you can compare all of the top of the range digital pianos under one roof, so you can be sure that you're making the right decision for yourself or your family when you're buying a new piano. We've also got lots and lots of acoustic pianos here, and it's very, very easy to get to. By train from central London is only a half-hour train journey with a direct line to Reigate, and you can walk to us from the station. So we've now got 2 showrooms, one in Eastbourne on the south coast and one which is located right on the motorway network at Junction 8 of the M25 in Surrey. Anyway, I'm here today to show you this beautiful new piano which has just arrived from Roland. This is the GP607, and as you can see, it looks like a mini baby grand piano. So we call this a mini digital grand. So it's got the shape of a grand piano, but it just isn't quite as long, and it's good for modern households or restaurants or hotels where space can be limited, but you still want that luxurious look of a grand piano. So it's based on Roland's latest piano technology, and it uses the same sort of control panel layout as some of their other models like the HP605 and the LX7 and LX17 models. It's got a very, very good speaker system built into it. It's a 4.1 speaker system, which means it's got 4 mid-range and top-range speakers and 1 subwoofer. Something that I've found in the past with these mini digital grand type pianos is that as a player you're sitting here playing and you feel a little bit detached from the sound because the speakers are located so far away. However, Roland have worked on the placement of the speakers, and it does sort of immerse the player a lot more in the sound, and you feel a lot more involved when you're playing the piano than in previous models from lots of different manufacturers. So I'm just going to start by playing you something using the concert grand piano, which is the first piano you get when you switch the instrument on. So that's the concert piano sound. What I like about Roland, and they've done this for a very, very long time on their pianos, is that they have what they call a brightness control. So if I press this button here, I can now change how the sort of the characteristic of the sound as to how bright or how mellow the sound is. So if I want a more mellow sound for maybe classical playing, which is more akin to maybe a German manufactured acoustic piano, a very mellow sort of warm sound, then I just turn or press the button, bring it down to mellow. So you'll hear if I play a note, it's gradually got much more mellow. So now if I play a piece of classical music, so vice versa, if I bring the brightness up, you you can really start to hear the resonance of the piano come through, and much more sort of modern contemporary style of playing, maybe something. So depending on your style of playing or the type of music you like to play, you can actually tailor the piano sound to suit your own tastes. If you want to put it back to normal, just press the plus and minus buttons together here, and we're back to the standard piano sound. So to me, it's a very even sound across the whole keyboard. It's nice and deep in the bass end there. And the top is very, very clear. So, whilst we're on the subject of the tone, what is also very, very important is the keyboard action. This is using Roland's new PHA-50 keyboard action, which is actually sort of half wood and half synthetic material. So, if you look actually on the Roland website, you'll see some good diagrams and movies of this. But basically, the core of the key is made of plastic or something like that, and then on the outside of the key, you'll see here, this is actually natural wood. So you've got the benefits of both types of material. Roland say that they believe their key action will last a very, very long time because the main core and frame of it is made of a synthetic material, and they just use the natural wood or just on the outsides of the key there down the side. So I must say it feels very, very nice to play. They've got the sort of ivory feel texture to the keyboard, so it's not that shiny plastic where your fingers slip. It does feel very nice to play. It's got a very fast key action as well, so good for fast passages. And yeah, overall it's a very, very sort of engaging sound. Now, there are, as with all digital pianos, there are lots of other features. I'm not going to go into all of them in lots of depth in this video. The idea of this is just to give you an overview of how the piano sounds, how it feels to play, how it looks. But I'll just go through a few of the different voices. There's the concert piano, which you've heard already. There's also a mellow piano. So there are some presets here, so you don't actually have to alter the brightness yourself. You can just choose a mellow piano sound and you'll get that more mellow sound just by choosing the mellow button. There's also a bright piano, of course, as well. If we move on now to the second sound category, it's what they call electric piano, which is these are sounds that started to become popular in the 1960s. You might remember the old Fender Rhodes or the Wurlitzer suitcase pianos. That's what these sounds are trying to create. So you've got the pop electric piano, which is so there are lots of nice sort of what we call electronic piano sounds. There's also one that were famous from the 1980s. Now, something that's very strong on the Roland pianos at the moment is actually their organ sounds. They've got lots of nice classical organ sounds. Roland in the last sort of 15, 20 years have been involved in making organs, both home organs and classical organs under the Rogers brand. And they seem to have used some of those sounds in their new pianos. So if I just take the pipe organ sound, for instance. So very, very authentic pipe organ sound, and there's also a variation on that sound. So, and they call that one the Nasen flute sound. So a good range of sounds here. There are also string sounds. So. But these sounds come into their own when you actually mix them with other voices. So just by holding down two buttons, I can press piano and strings together. Now I get the two sounds layered on top of each other. So if I play, let's play an intro to a song. You've got the piano and the strings. Every note is playing piano and strings, so you get the two sounds mixed together. Now the other thing you could do is you can split the keyboard, so you could have one sound on your right hand and one sound on your left hand. So I'm going to go back to the ordinary concert piano here, and I'm going to press the split button, and now we have piano on my right hand and bass on my left hand. So I could play something like this. And so on. So you get the idea that you can have any sound on wherever you want on the keyboard. Now, it's actually quite clever, this piano, because I'm going to choose a sound now where I have, let's have a look, I'm going to have on my left hand the piano sound, and on my right hand I've got an orchestral flute. And yes, in this piano there are lots and lots of sounds. It hasn't just got 15, 20 sounds like some digital pianos have. You've actually got lots of sounds from the orchestra, you've got drum sounds, you've even got synthesizer sounds built in. So there are hundreds and hundreds of sounds, I think around about 300, that you can get your hands on here from the front panel. So you can create some really nice combinations by layering sounds together or splitting the keyboard. Now, to take that one step further, what you can do is you can put a piano on your left hand, and I can make it so that my sustain pedal, or the loud pedal as some people call it, but the pedal on the right hand side will sustain just the piano sound, but my flute doesn't sustain. But you can hear the piano is still playing there. But so I can play something like this. Let's have a look. So that gives a very good effect. So I've still got the piano notes sustaining, so it's got lots of legato, if you like, on the left hand. But my right hand, I can play the solo without the note sustaining. And you can assign any sound wherever you like on the keyboard. You can move the split point. At the moment for me, I'm splitting at the F sharp there, but you can put the split point wherever you like. Whilst we're on the subject of split point, there is also something that Roland call the twin piano mode. And this is made for if you have maybe a teacher that comes to your house to teach your children. What you can do is you can split the piano in half, but each half of the piano is playing the same range of notes. So the teacher could sit down the bottom end here and say, now I'd like you to play this for me. And then the pupil would be up the top end of the piano and they'd play the same thing. So it means that no longer what would have happened in the past is the teacher would have said, can you play this? And the pupil would have done this. And it sounds completely different. And you know, pupils don't engage when things sound different to what they're expecting. So great little feature there called twin piano. And what I also like is that when you're in twin piano mode, everything that's played down this end of the keyboard is coming out of the speaker on this side, and everything that you play up this end is coming out the speaker on that side. So the pupil and teacher get their own speakers, if you like, as well. So it's a nice feature to have, and is useful if you do have a piano teacher who teaches on the actual piano. You can adjust the response of the keyboard. There are lots of other things you can do with manipulating the sound to your own taste. Something which I think is very useful is what Roland call a registration button, and this allows you to store 25 of your own favourite settings. So if you like to layer piano with strings quite a lot, to save you having to set that up every time you use the piano, you can just press the registration button and choose your piano and string sound, and it's already set up for you. So that is again a nice sort of handy feature to have. It's not a gimmick, it's actually a useful feature to have. So something else that is unique to Roland and a very, very useful feature is that Roland are well ahead of the game as far as connectivity to the outside world. And what I mean by that is if you've got an Apple tablet or an Android tablet or a mobile phone or even an Apple Watch, you can connect it completely wirelessly using the Bluetooth connectivity that's built into the Roland piano. And you can either stream music from your phone or your tablet. So you could just use this as a really good sound system and music player for your mobile device, or you could use it to play along with backing tracks. So download some instrumental backing tracks from your favourite music download site and play along with them using the piano. The other thing that you can do with this is that it's got what they call Bluetooth MIDI capability. You don't need to know technically what that means, but in real terms, what it allows you to do is control the piano using your Bluetooth device. So if you've got an Apple Watch, you could set the piano playing lots of different songs, and you can control those songs from your watch. So if you're having a little dinner party or drinks reception, you could have the piano playing in the corner and you could control which songs it's playing from your watch. You can also download apps that will teach you to play, that give you fun games to play. Roland's Piano Partner app is fantastic. The Apple version of it even gives you lots of rhythms to play along with as well, which is good fun. And there are lots of third-party applications available. But where Roland, I think, really win is the fact that it's completely wireless. It uses Bluetooth with no additional cables, and you don't need to buy any other extra boxes to plug in or anything. It's got proper Bluetooth connectivity out the box, and I think that's really good nowadays, because you're then not just limited to what's inside the piano and what you can get to from the front panel. Once you get the apps working, there are all sorts of things you can do with the piano. So overall, I think it's a really, really great instrument. Before, Roland's cheapest digital grand piano was £7,500, something like that, and this has just come in and it's well under the £5,000 mark. So a very, very competitively priced piano, looks absolutely beautiful. and has got the stunning Roland sound. So I would invite you to come and have a play, and you can compare it with other models that are very not very similar, but of a similar price range or a similar type. Maybe you're thinking of buying a Yamaha CLP-565 GP. Well worth looking at the Roland at the same time as that. But come down to Bonner's Piano Centres. We've got 2 shops where you'll be able to see this. One in Eastbourne on the south coast, and one in Reigate, just off the M25 in Surrey. So do give us a call first, because this is actually the only one of these in the country. Roland have very kindly loaned it to us at the moment. They're shipping in December 2016. We've got people who've already reserved some, but give us a call and hopefully this model will still be here so you can come and see it. But probably from the beginning of January 2017 they'll be in both stores full time for you to come and see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's a real joy for me to do these videos for you, because I get a lot of feedback where I really feel I've helped people make the right choice when they're choosing a digital piano. So feel free to contact us. You'll find pricing information on our website, and the links are in the text below this video. So thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you in my next piano demonstration video.